The easiest way to propagate lots of carnations is from cuttings, and the whole process takes around 6 weeks from cutting to planting out. Summer is the ideal time for propagating carnations from cuttings, as plant cells divide quickly, promoting root growth. Propagating plants by cuttings is an easy and cheap way of replacing your old and straggly carnation plants. I always prefer to use small cuttings approximately 5 to 7 centimeters, 2 to 3 inches. Small cuttings are advantageous in that there is less stem and foliage to maintain. A larger cutting is much more likely to stress before the roots develop. I find that smaller cuttings will develop roots faster and therefore quickly outperform larger cuttings. For best results, take cuttings first thing in the morning when the plants are less likely to wilt and pot them up as soon as you can. Potting soil, peat moss, perlite, vermiculite, and cocoa coir are among the very best mediums for root cuttings. You can often find a mix formulated for seed starting that also works well for cuttings. Fill your containers or pots to the top with moist potting mix. Keep in mind that good drainage is the key for success, so choose a container with drainage holes where excess water can trickle out. Immediately pot up your cutting in the potting mix by inserting 1/3 to 1/2 their length into the medium. Maintain the vertical orientation of the stem, do not insert the cuttings upside down. Make sure the buds are pointed up. Water your cuttings slowly and gently. Place your planted cutting in bright light, but avoid direct sunlight which can be too powerful. A north or east facing window make great locations for growing cuttings. You can cover them with plastic and place them in indirect light. Keep the medium moist until the cuttings have rooted. You can also create a makeshift greenhouse by placing the pots in a big clear plastic bag. Some plants root more quickly than others, so be patient. On average, it takes a month or 2 for your cuttings to root and become established enough that you can transplant them. This is the most suitable method of propagation for perennial carnations. This method of propagating is very useful to reproduce those carnation plants that do not produce seeds or that produce a limited number of them. Before I forget, carnation cuttings strike very easily, so there is no need to add a rooting hormone or other rooting agent before inserting into the propagation mix. There are many advantages of propagating plants from cuttings. It is a simple cloning method, easy to perform, and if the procedures are followed, success can be achieved. Your new carnation plants will be identical to the parent plant. They will have the same foliage and flowers. That's how I propagate carnations using cuttings. I hope this video is helpful and would love it if you subscribe to my channel. Happy gardening!